Can we talk about the buzz terms
The what?
the buzz terms, the buzzwords in consumer? Because your talk, Internet of Nothing, that's sounds me like a new buzz term or buzzword, right?
No,
Internet
it's
of
not.
Nothing?
No, it's not buzz term. It's just like trying to undermine the buzz term.
Oh,
They say Internet of Things. They say no. Sometimes it's Internet of Nothing.
So
The
like,
fact that you connect something does not mean that it has any purpose.
like unprobability, right?
You know what? Yeah, it's just to make a point. Yeah, Internet of Nothing.
Yeah, but I like it.
And like smart cities, I have smart and not so smart, a tale of two cities, you know,
Yeah.
or street smart cities.
I like
Good.
those street smart cities.
Yeah, I'm going to write an article about it because, you know, people always do with buzzwords now, you know. That's true in technology, that always you have buzzwords. Now smart is buzzword. What is smart?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, how many people you know, I did tell you ask you that? How many people you know who have a brain but are not smart?
Yeah.
So, present company excluded, but the fact that you put a sensor does not make it smart.
No, exactly. But how can you stop people? How can you stop after this talk and people learn of the term Internet of Nothing?
No,
How
people
can-
need to start thinking and not assume that every time you throw some technology, it becomes smarter. So you have to think about it. Does connection helps or doesn't help? And there are different types of connection. I'll give an example. I have, around my house, I have, the front of my house, I have about 1, 2, 3, I have 4 or 5 cameras. Not that I'm paranoid, because I'm like to play with them, okay? So if you have something going by the house, I get 5 warnings here. Boom, beam, 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 beam. Why can't the cameras talk to each other, right? And said, oh, this is one event, only one beep. Because you get too many beeps, it bothers me because I have other things to do. So instead of doing things, I say beep, 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 okay? So the receiver is another type of connection. Yeah, they are connected to the internet, that's why I get it, but they're not connected to each other. And they don't know what the hell they're doing, you know? So people need to use their, you know, the brain and think about, does it help people, does not help people? And basically, technology is not above all, people and their needs are. And that's what we need as technology to think about, that we need to serve people, not serve technology, right? So when we come up with something, we need to think about how it is good for people. And not just like putting it and forcing people to do it. Like, for example, now it turns out that people who use cell phones many times are distracted, so the productivity goes down. And not only that, it might even destroy some of the brain functions, okay? So that's one thing. So we as technologists need to think about, is it good for people or not? And if it's not good, or if there are parts that are not good, how can we make it better? And usually people don't think about it, unfortunately.
Yeah, common sense above all.
Yeah, and in addition, example in the book, the power of off, is that, for example, you have a party with little kids, and instead of you participating in the party, you're busy taking pictures all the time. Okay, so you basically disconnect yourself from life, from the experience. So that's not good. So we need to think about how to find a balance between technology, between the new things we can do, a bit between our life. We don't want to ruin our life. You know, so that's not my new cause in life.
To stop people from ruining their lives? Or
No, that's my new cause in life, to make people aware that technology is not always better. We think the technology will be better. We have new technology, our life will be better. Not always, okay? Now that you see a husband and wife eating breakfast, each one is on their devices. It looks like they're more married to the device than to each other, okay?
Yeah. And then they exchange the messages if they want something instead of
or with other people, even that. But You're in the present with the person, talk to them. Put the phone away. So we need to think about all those things and not just like say, oh, technology, new technology that will solve our problems. No. We put sensors. I'm trying to think, for example, here, what would make Novi Sad or parts of Novi Sad to be smarter? I haven't come up with an idea yet, but there might be or might not be. I told you I like some of the lights here have a counter that tells you how many seconds you have to wait until it changes from red to green, or how long do you have the green light so you can think about if you can cross the street or not. That's very nice. But for example, that's a great improvement, I think. But how can you, for example, connect it? If there's a way to connect it, and why you want to connect it? Maybe not. So I'm trying to think about all those things. But again, thinking from the personal people point of view rather from technology. And we as technologists, we always think that technology is above all. We would like, if you have technology, we would like to sell it, so understand the pressure, but still, we have to be responsible human beings and not just promise and do things that maybe will not help people on the long run, or maybe even the short run.
Yeah, and change some quality of life.
Yeah, and we would like to improve, we like to improve. There are many things. Look, the light bulb has improved our lives, right? And I think overall, there are many aspects from the internet that improved our life. For example, I come now here, I don't understand a word, I can search on Google the word, and I can also, for example, learn the Cyrillic alphabet, right?
Yes, I promise that I'll teach you.
Yeah, so the test is tomorrow or Friday, the test. Okay. And, so certain things that the internet has really changed for the better. And now I come to Novi Sad, I can read about it, I don't understand something, I look it up, I can translate things. Lots of things have changed for the better. But I'm not sure that overall, because now we are so addicted. Actually, we are addicted to our devices, and maybe we are not that happy. But certain things, for sure, we do better.
Yes.
You do better.
But the term Internet of Nothing,
yeah,
it's really catchy and people like it. And it can actually turn into the expression that people will use a lot. How would you feel about that?
No, the term Internet of Nothing is actually to make a point.
I know,
okay?
I understand.
It's just to make the point.
Mm-hmm.
And, you have to take it for what it's worth. And, you have to think about it. Sometimes you connect things with the internet, but actually it doesn't add anything, so that's nothing. So it just, hopefully, the term will make people start thinking about that if there is a value for connecting things, okay? Or not. And sometimes maybe you don't want to be connected all the time, right? I mean, just simple thing. You don't want to be connected to email 24/7. You don't want, you want a day, let's say a day off. You don't want to have to answer email, or people who expect you to answer email right away. So, I use strong words in order to make a point. But, you cannot take me, you cannot take letter by letter seriously.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying that the Internet of Nothing is so catchy term, and yes, behind that term is there is a lot of contest.
Yeah.
But this, what you actually want to address, people, if they start using it, maybe they'll actually start changing things for the better.
Maybe, or for the worse.
Yes.
Yeah, it's always.
That could happen too.
Always when you release something, you cannot be responsible for other people doing with that. They could do whatever they want, and if they use it to better things, that's great. And sometimes maybe they will take it in the wrong way, and things will not turn out to be better. But my intentions are purely positive.
Yes.
I can assure you.
Yes, I know. It's just the context.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that the context behind it, it's like really powerful, but it's also, the phrase is so catchy and
it's catchy,
yeah.
but sometimes you need to catch a word to make a point.
Yes.
Otherwise, people don't pay attention to you.
No, I agree.
So you have to have a catchy term and maybe a term that has a little bit of sense of humor in it, so people kind of like laugh and maybe get it. And I just want to put a dent in this big facade, smart, Internet of Things, everything, to put a dent in the facade so people think, am it really smart? Many people, for example, do smart cities and they don't have even a faint idea how cities function, okay? So I told him, one I heard a big talk about smart city, and it looked like the person read a few articles and then he started to give a keynote talk on smart cities. I told him, first you need to be smart about cities and then work on smart cities.
Yeah.
You have to understand how cities work. There are a number of examples. And again, you have to think about that again. The solution will not always to come from technology. I think I told you that in my neighborhood there is a shopping center, and I started to think what will make it smart, quote unquote smart. The first thing came to my mind when I walk from home to that place. When I enter the property, there are no sidewalks.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. You remember that?
You told me that.
So the camera didn't hear it. So that's why I'm repeating it.
Okay.
Okay. So the thing is that the first thing that comes to my mind to improve the life of the people there is to create sidewalks, and that has nothing to do with technology. So to make it more livable, not necessarily will have a technology solutions. Sometimes technology solution will be good, and sometimes something that is not technology based will be maybe even better. And so I just like to make people aware of that, because when I go to techie conferences, and I live around me also techie people, they think that, with technology is like God, will solve all our problems, but it's not true. So I like to wake up the people.
Well, thank you, Nahum.
You're welcome.
Talk and listen to you, but we have to.
And thank you for your questions, and that made me think.
Well, thank you for coming.
Hvala.